Hi guys, my name is Whitney Cook and today I'm going to show you how to do this smoky eye nude lip kind of look, and I'm also going to include how I did all of the face makeup for you today. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of these coming, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll probably be loading a video every Friday. This one's just kind of randomly thrown in today, and go ahead and keep watching to see how I achieve this look. Alright guys, so first I'm going to start off by priming my face with the Nivea Post-Shave Balm in Sensitive. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Covergirl Outlast Stay Foundation. I'm shade 855. I think it's like honey. I'd have to grab it to double check that color. But I'm basically just going to pump this on the back of my hand and take my Real Technique sponge. And I usually dab a couple dots all over my face and then go in to blend it in. It's just a lot easier to spread your foundation this way versus, you know, taking a bunch in one area and trying to spread it from there. And I also love this Real Technique sponge, like a quarter of the price of a beauty blender, and works just as well. Alright, after that we're going to go in with our Profusion Concealer palette. If you don't have one of these palettes, you can always just go to any drugstore. I got these from Walmart, and these are the Glam concealers. I usually get a really light one and a really dark one so I can go ahead and blend and make whatever color concealer I need for the day, but I was just lucky enough to get this Profusion Concealer instead. And now I'm going to be taking this really light, like a blending tone, and the medium concealer shade, and I'm going to blend those on the mirror, nice, just to get the color I wanted. The medium one was a little darker than what I was going for, and the light shade obviously is way too light for my complexion. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this in kind of like a cat whisker like manner. I know that sounds strange, but the triangle method can sometimes be very, very hard to blend out, and I found doing it this way gives you that same like bright-eyed and awake look without having to do as much blending. Yeah, hi cat face. I'm also going to take this on my forehead and down my nose and also on my chin. This is just going to help brighten up my face and not make the under eyes look so stark white and unblended. Yeah, it's always a really like cute look that we have going on right now before the blending process. And I'm also going to put some concealer on my eyelids. That's just to help prime for eyeshadow in the future. I don't like to use an eyeshadow base. I find concealer and some setting powder works just as well. And go ahead, blend, 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 blend. Alright, now I'm going to go wet my Real Technique sponge, and I'll be right back. I like to wet my sponge whenever I'm going to bake my foundation. I find it works just a little bit better, and it helps pick up any extra stuff. Alright, and now I'm going to take my NYX banana powder. I actually dropped this right before I started recording, and it broke everywhere, so when I made that face, it was literally exploding all over my dresser. Or my table, not my dresser. And now to bake, you're going to take as much product as you absolutely can, and you're just going to press it right underneath of the eyes, and you're going to make that look like a cakey mess. Don't blend anything out at all, just leave it there, and we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes. Basically, baking just makes sure that everything is not going to move on you, and it's going to just put all of your foundation and concealer in place all day. And don't wear whatever shirt you're going to wear for the rest of your day when you do this process, because it will get all over a black shirt if you're using light baking powder. And I'm also going to put some on my chin because I do have a lot of foundation transfer throughout the day. Now I'm just going to take my, couldn't find the name of it because it's worn off, my Real Techniques buffing brush in my Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder. I really like this powder. There's not a ton of coverage in it, but I already had foundation on, so I didn't need a lot of coverage. I just wanted a really nice light powder that matched my skin. And it's also super cheap. It's like $3. It's amazing. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and do our brows. Obviously you can see I need a lot of help. My brows do not grow in properly at all. They're super thin, and that's about as much as I'm going to say about those little puppies. So I'm going to use the Anastasia of Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Blonde. I used to use a lot of NYX and Drugstore, and I can't even think of the other brands I used to use right now for eyebrows, and they used to work decently. Honestly, you guys, the dip brow is one of my favorite brow tools to use because I have such small, sparse brows, and I'm going to just take that on a very small eyeliner brush. Take a breath before you go ahead and do your brows and say a little prayer to the brow gods. But basically the dip brow is just really good for people with very sparse brows. I feel like pencils are for people who already have eyebrows that just need a little bit of definition. Yeah, obviously you can tell that is not my case. And I'm just going to spoolie my eyebrows to kind of get any of the foundation out of them before I use the dip brow. That kind of helps save product a little bit. And now let's fast forward because this takes forever. Alright guys, now that I'm done with my brows, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of that baking that I just did and all that powder, and actually I broke my brush this morning too. Wow, go me, I'm really doing a toll on my makeup today. And I'm just going to put a little bit more of that on my eyelids. Oh, check to make sure that's all blended. Yay! Now on to our eyeballs. I'm so excited. I just got these Coastal Scent palettes in. It's just kind of like a trio of a glamour, a social, and another one, formal eyes, yes, but they are amazingly pigmented, you guys. I think I got this one from Birchbox, so the total ended up being like $5 because I used my Birchbox points. Oh, but I cannot rant and rave about these enough. So I'm gonna go in with this really light shade from the Formal Eyes palette. It's actually gonna be like a banana-y cream colored one, and this you're just gonna put all over your lid so it's easier to blend later on when we start to put in more of those dark heavy shadows. If you don't do this, I mean, it's okay, but you're just going to have a heck of a harder time blending everything out later on. And then after that cream color, I'm going to take more of that maroony, light brown color is what I'm going to call it, kind of like a terracotta. We're going to use that exact same fluffy brush. This is just one from Eco Tools that I picked up the other day. And you're just going to kind of be a little more precise with this, just more towards the crease. But then again, you don't have to be super duper precise because this is just kind of like our base shades to help blend everything out. Sorry if my computer is beeping, it is doing some crazy stuff while I'm recording this voiceover. Alright, now we're done with that little fluffy brush. Now we're going to take this MAC palette. I bought this like forever ago, maybe 6 months ago, and I've been using it for a little while now, and you're gonna see, oh look, there's my favorite shade, Cork from MAC ever. I've hit the pan in this little palette, unfortunately. Boo! I thought I was gonna use the other shades, but I am not going to in this palette. I don't like them very much anymore. This shade Cork is just going to go right on the inner V, wow, the outer V and your crease, and you're just going to blend that in as much as possible. I cannot speak today. This is literally just going to give your eye a little bit of depth before we go in with darker colors later on. So once again, just another blending shade because I am crazy and I really like everything to be super seamless and blended and pretty at the end of the day. Now I'm going to go in with this kind of like, I'm going to call it a taupe, however you guys say that. It's just a little bit darker than the Cork and a little more of a purpley shade because we're going for like a smoky eye. I like to use a lot of purples when I do this, and this we're just going to apply to the very outer V and drag it about halfway into our crease. We don't want to go too crazy heavy with this because it can get cakey very fast. Not cakey, dark really fast. And then I was trying to look for a name and I couldn't find one, but this is just basically any smudging brush, and I'm going to take this light like copper ambery shimmery tone, and I'm going to apply this to my eyelid, just kind of all the white areas you have left over that your outer crease colors didn't get to yet, and we're just going to pack that on everywhere. Alright guys, now we're going to go back in with the Formal Eyes palette from the Coastal Scents, and right above that amber color we had like a nice peachy, rosy, really light shimmery shade. And now I'm just going to apply that to the inner corner of my eye to help kind of brighten everything up, because we are doing kind of a smoke. You do want to go from a lighter shade in the inner corner to a very dark shade on the outer corner, and this is just really going to help the eyes pop. If your eyes are very, very far apart, you're going to want to skip this step just because it'll add more of a width in between the eyes. But if you have regular eyes, or if you have really close eyes, you're really going to want to pack some of this stuff on just for that extra pop of glitter and to make the eyes look like they're really wide awake and bright and refreshed. Alright, now we're going to take this simple e.l.f. Dense, not smudge brush, blending brush. There we go. I think I got that at Walmart for like $2. I love e.l.f. They're so cheap and amazing. And then from the Social Eyes palette, we're going to go ahead and take this like dark black. It wasn't 100% matte. That's the only thing I didn't like about these palettes, is it didn't have a matte black. But hey, we're going to work with it. One or two things of shimmer isn't going to kill anyone. You know what I'm saying? We all like a little shimmer. And basically with this, you're just going to be very precise and put it on the outer crease, an outer V, and you're very delicate. Just make sure it's nice and clean. We're going to blend it out later, so it's okay if it's super sharp right away. Alright guys, now that we're done with that, we're going to go in with another not as dense kind of blending brush. This is my MAC 217, I believe. And we're going to kind of go in with this gray slate color. And basically with that black, we're just going to blend it out a little bit. We don't want it to be super, super harsh, or else it's going to look like we just got some tape and kind of made that sucker somehow appear on our eyelids. Because, you know, women, we're magicians. I'm not even making sense. Alright, and now we're going to go back in with this MAC palette, and this shade is called Kitten. It is like one of my favorite highlighting shades ever. I actually like get a little crazy with this sometimes and just use it all over my face, so I have hit the pan on this one too. Boo, I'm going to have to make a run sometime soon to MAC. So now I'm just going to take it on a fluffier e.l.f. brush, once again, $2 brush. Hello for savings. And this is just going to go right on the brow bone just to kind of give us a little bit of definition up there. We spent all this time on our eyebrows. Let's go ahead and make them pop a little bit. Bam! Look at that pearl eye shimmer, girl. Yes, hi brows. How are you today? Alright, now we're going to go in with this very small, like smudging, eyeliner-y kind of brush. And we're going to go in with that same gray slate shade that we just used to blend out the black. And we're basically just going to line right underneath of our lashes on the lower eye. Whenever you're doing a smoky eye, preferably for me, I like to add a little bit of color to the bottom lash line. Well, not lash line, right under it. Because if not, I feel like it just kind of looks like you gave up halfway through. But if you don't like this look and you're just in a pinch for time, you do not have to do this. It will save you about 5 minutes, so that's a thing to look for. Makeup is pretty much fun, and it's all about your preference, so you can do whatever you want with it. Now I'm going to go back in with that same terracotta shade I used at first when it was like my second blending shade, and I'm wrong brush. There you go, Whitney. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on a smaller like blending brush, and we're just going to blend out that gray slate shade a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with my favorite eyeliner. This is the NYX Cosmetics. Oh lord. This is the It Cosmetics just gel eyeliner. It's really awesome because it retracts and pushes out in this thing. I hate eyeliners that you have to sharpen. For some reason, all the graphite in mine that I ever get, it's always bad, and I have to sharpen it down halfway before I even get to use anything. This was a sample from, I think it was Ipsy. Thank you, Ipsy. Love you guys. You're amazing. But yeah, basically just line your upper waterline, and then I like to do the very, very outside of my bottom waterline. It just kind of helps make the smoke look a little bit better. Now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Lash lengthening mascara, just the purple one. Oh my gosh, guys, $1.97. Look at them lashes. Hi, this does such a good job at everything that you ever need with lengthening and lash wise. Now I'm just going to take more of that kitten color and I'm going to pop it right on the inner corners. I felt like my inner corners just weren't bright enough for my personal preference, so anytime you need a little bit more, just pop some kitten or nylon. I like nylon. Sometimes it's too much though, so that's why I use this one. Now we're going to go in with our mini version of our Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I got this in Birchbox and I was like kind of skeptical about Hoola because my favorite is Max Matte Bronzer. Lord, guys, okay, no. This Hoola bronzer looks good on every skin tone ever. And look, whoa, high pigment. I have to blend this out like a mother because I'm so used to using so much bronzer. You could probably sweep your brush across this once and blend it out and it would be perfectly fine. But this is such a gorgeous shade. I love it so much, especially when I'm tanning and I need that little bit of extra like oomph to my tanning or my not tanned face, because I do not tan my face. And I'm just putting this on with a Real Techniques bronzing brush. And of course we're going to go ahead and put this on our forehead also. Please do not ever forget your forehead. Sometimes it looks like it is a lot on your cheekbones if you do forget your forehead. I mean, if you, well, let me take that back. If you have a really small, compact forehead and you want to make it bigger, do not do this step. But if you got an average sized forehead or sized forehead, or when I do that I kind of look like I have a big one, you will want to do this. And like I said, I don't tan my face, so I need a little bit of extra oomph there. And now I'm just going to take it on my chin just to chisel out the face a little bit more. Now we're going to take this Estee Lauder brush. Any kind of flat brush will do, honestly, because you just need to contour your nose. Actually, any small brush, it does not matter. I just really like the way this one puts on my contour on my nose. I have a massive nose. Like, you might say I don't, but in my eyes I think it is massive. I just want to rip it off my face sometimes. So we're going to take a ton of bronzer and put that all over our nose. Yeah, look, hi slender nose that Whitney can deal with. And from the side, ooh lord, guys, I've got a big old nose bump that I'm crazy about. And please, like always, blend out that nose contour. 2 lines on your nose can be attractive if you are the right person. Hey, power to you. But on me, it is not, unfortunately, so I do have to blend more. Boom, there's that. And I was like, oh, hi forehead and cheeks, you need some more blending. Blending is life, okay? And now we're gonna have an itchy nose. That's a great face. Awesome. Now we're gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Fergie pearlized kind of highlight color. I don't even know what shade it is. I will link it down in the description box because I don't want to get up and grab it. Not gonna lie, I'm being lazy right now. Basically this, we're gonna put it on our nose like you see all the girls on Instagram doing, because I'll at you, girl, we all like a good trend. And then we're gonna put it on the top of our cheekbones. Look how nice and luscious and plump those cheekbones look after you put this on. I have almost none, so the fact that I even look like I have any with this contour and highlight is amazing. And then I like to put a little bit on the apples of my cheeks too. From the front, this looks very visually appealing. Jaclyn Hill just mentioned this too, and I was like, girl, thank goodness I'm not crazy. Hi, we do like a good look from the front. And of course you're going to put some highlight on your Cupid's bow. That just makes the lips look fabulous and amazing and nice and plumped. And right above the brow bone, because we like a little bit of luminosity to our face. Now for blush, I think this is like a Jelly Pong. I don't know. It's a very weird name, but I do like their cosmetics. Just basically any kind of coral blush. If you're not into coral blushes, any blush will do. And you don't even have to do blush if you don't want to. And now I'm going to go in with a Jordana matte lipstick in the color I am not sure because it is totally off, but I will link that down in the description box. And then I'm going to go in with a NYX Liquid Lips Lingerie. Wow, that is a mouthful and it's so short. And I'm going to link that color down below also because I can't remember right off the top of my head and I'm being uber lazy. But basically you're going to just take that Jordana darker shade on the outside and all over the entire lips, and then the lighter color in the center to make them look a little bit bigger and fuller. Now hi Fix Plus, we got to get that face set. And fan it off, get it dry, don't smile, boom, dry. Alright, you guys, so that is it. This is the entire look. This is our Glam Smoky Eye, and I will see you guys later. Love you. Bye!